Okay, today's lesson is lesson 1.8 on order of operations. Okay, so make sure you have a pencil and paper, something to write on. Hopefully you have these notes. If not, just get a notebook or something to write with. Okay, so the rules are, here it is. I'm going to type this because my handwriting is pretty terrible. The rules to follow when simplifying sorry. An expression that contains multiple operations. This is nothing new, guys, okay? So remember order of operations, there's an acronym, you take the first letters and you make something and it's PEMDAS. We're gonna write it like this. Okay, so PEMDAS, remember P stands for parentheses or other grouping symbols. So I want you to write that down because it's important. Remember, good notes will help you in the end. Parentheses, other grouping symbols. That is like, remember, parentheses look like this. Other grouping symbols could be like absolute value. Or it could be like brackets. Something like that. All right, E. E stands for exponents. And radicals, like square roots. Remember radical, square roots, and exponents. It's that little number when we raise it to a power. Multiplication and division, that's what M and D stand for. That is always going to go left to right, whoever comes first. They're equal in order. Okay? So multiplication. And division. Left to right. Again, the A and S stand for addition and subtraction. Same thing. Left to right. Whoever comes first, left to right, like you're reading a sentence. Okay, if you need a second to copy this down, make sure you do so. I usually do put a little arrow over the top here to help remind me whoever comes first, left to right. All right, let's look at some examples, okay? So we're going to think about our PEMDAS. I'm just going to write it over here. Just to use as a quick reference to look over, and then I'm going to say, okay, I see. What operations do I see here? I have addition, division, and in between here, this is multiplication. So division and multiplication are same and equal in order. Whoever comes first, left to right. That would be division. 54 divided by 3 is 18. Still have that 2 right there, and then plus 7. So now I have addition and I have multiplication. Multiplication comes first. 18 times 2 is 36. Plus 7, last one, addition. 36 plus 7 gives us 43. All right, make sure you're taking your time when you're doing these. Okay, number 2. 24 minus 4 squared times 3 plus 15. All right, let's look at our PEMDAS. I don't see any grouping symbols. I do see an exponent here. So that's going to come first. This negative is not in parentheses. So I'm just squaring 4. 4 squared is 16. I'm trying to make an arrow, but it's not working. And I have times 3 plus 15 here. I still have that negative out front and the 24. I guess I can't draw 2's today. Okay, now we have subtraction, multiplication, and addition. Well, who comes first? Multiplication. Because addition and subtraction are last on the list. So negative 16 times 3 is a negative 48. Bring everything else down, my plus 15 and my 24. Now, I have subtraction and addition. They are equal in order. Whoever comes first, left to right. 24 minus 48 comes first. That's negative 24. Plus 15. Negative 24 plus 15 gives me negative 9. That does not look very nice, does it? There we go. Better. All right, number 3. Here we go. I see absolute value bars right here. Remember, absolute value is a measure of distance. It's always positive. So absolute value of negative 18 is positive 18. I'm going to bring everything else down. Next on the list is exponents. 9 squared is 81. Now, I look at my operations and I have addition, division, subtraction. So division comes first. 28 divided by 4 is 7. Bring everything else down. Now I simply have addition and subtraction. Just go left to right. 81 plus 7 is 88. Minus 18 gives me 70. All right, make sure you're copying these problems down before I start. If you need to pause, if I'm going too fast, then do so while I'm going. If you're not, able to keep it. All right, PEMDAS. P stands for parentheses or grouping symbols. Inside here, I have 2 to the 5th power minus 29, right? Parentheses are grouping symbols. So 2 to the 5th power is 32. So I'm just going to write this down for now. 32 minus 29 plus 6 squared. Okay, 32 minus 29 is 3. Plus 6 squared, and then we got this division here, and 48. All right, 6 squared is going to go first because that's an exponent, right? And exponent's next on our list. That's 36. Now we look and see what operations we have. We have a division sign and a plus sign. Division comes first. 48 divided by 3 is 16. Plus 36 is 52. All right, so what I want you to do is get ready here. I want you to copy these 4 down. Actually, yes, copy these 4 down. And just remember, this is a radical. That means the square root of 16. You can put that in your calculator, the square root of 16. And in number 8, you want to make sure you figure out what this is first. 29 minus 2 squared. Then you're going to take the square root of that. So copy these down and see how you do. Pause the video. Okay, check your answers. How'd you do? 5, you should have got 58. For number 6, you should have got 0. Number 7 was 39. And number 8 was 19. If you got different answers, pause the video and check your steps against mine and see if you can find your mistake. All right, now we're going to look at some kind of crazy problems, okay? So these are quotients or fractions, but in order to do any division, I have to simplify the numerator and the denominator. So in the numerator, I'm going to treat each one like they're separate. I have 18 minus 4 to the 3rd power plus 25. Let me just refer to our PEMDAS. Okay, so exponents are going to come first in the numerator here. 4 to the 3rd power. It's going to give me 18 minus, let's see, what is 4 to the 3rd power? I think it's 64. Yeah. And it's 64 plus 25. Now I have the denominator. I have 28 minus 5 squared. 5 squared is going to come first. That's an exponent. So 28 minus 5 squared, 5 to the 2nd power is 25. And I'm just going to keep reducing, okay? So in the numerator, I have addition and subtraction. 18 minus 64 is going to come first. So 18 minus 64 is going to give us negative 46 plus 25 over, and then in the denominator, 28 minus 25 is 3. Keep reducing. Negative 46 plus 25 gives us negative 21 over 3, which is negative 7. Okay, so just take it step by step. When you see it in this form, treat the numerator and the denominator like a separate expression, and then reduce it as much as you can. In number 10, let's take a look here. I have in the numerator 4 squared times 6 minus 3 times 6. 4 squared is coming first, so 4 squared is 16 times 6 minus 3 times 6 over 11. Now remember, we're going to treat this like a different one here. We have 11, we have subtraction and division. So 11 minus 25 divided by 5, it's actually negative 25 divided by 5 comes first. It gives us negative 5. And then bring down your 11. So now, I'm ready to keep reducing. 16 times 6 comes first because I have 2 multiplications and a subtraction. Multiplication goes left to right. This multiplication comes before that one. 16 times 6 gives me 96 minus 3 times 6 over 11 minus 5 is 6. Alright, let's keep reducing here. 96 minus 3 times 6, negative 3 or minus 3, whatever, times 6 comes first. Negative 3 times 6 is negative 18. And we have our 96 minus 18. Oh, I wrote 99. Sorry about that. 96 minus 18 over 6. 96 minus 18 is 78. And I wonder what happens when I divide by 6. I get 13. Fabulous. All right, let's take a look. Now they're just going to get a little more beefier here, but let's, copy these down so you can follow along. We're going to take care of the numerator first, then the denominator, step by step. Okay, remember, PEMDAS, so that means parentheses comes first. Inside these parentheses, I have 5 minus 2. That gives me 2 to the 7th power minus 3 cubed plus 3. Oh. Over, and then in the denominator, 12 minus 7 times 2. Well, minus 7 or negative 7 times 2 comes first. That gives me negative 14 here. And then the 12. Sorry about my handwriting. All right, because this looks terrible. 2 to the 7th. Let's see what that is. 2 to the 7th is 128. Minus 3 to the 3rd. 27 plus 13 over 12 minus 14 gives us negative 2. All right, since the numerator is strictly addition and subtraction, it's left to right, we can say 28 minus 27. I'm sorry, 128 minus 27 gives us 101 plus 13 over negative 2. 101 plus 13 is 114. Divided by negative 2 is negative 57. All right, take a look here. I think this might be our last one. We might have 2 more in the next slide, but let's check it out. Let's not forget absolute value here. That's what this is. This is the absolute value of negative 34. Absolute value is a grouping symbol. This comes first. The absolute value of negative 34 is positive 34. And we have divide here of what's going on. So let's check this out. We can kind of chunk this up. 4 squared, well, that's 16 minus 6 over 3 minus 8, that's negative 5. Let's bring this down a little bit. I can't divide until I figure out what this is. So we're going to keep this 34 divided by 16 minus 6 is 10 over negative 5. Keep going. 34 divided by 10 divided by negative 5 is negative 2. Now I can do that. 34 divided by negative 2 is negative 17. Okay, so sometimes you have to reduce before you can divide. Like this divide comes first because I cannot divide 34 divided by 10 over negative 5. I mean, I guess you could put it in your calculator and maybe you will get negative 17, but just take it piece by piece until you can simplify it no further. Okay, oh my gosh, look at this, fractions. Well, I just don't want you guys to forget how to add and subtract and multiply and divide fractions. It's super important. So let's do this together. Okay, first, we're going to refer to PEMDAS when we figure out which one we're doing first. All right, I have subtraction, multiplication, addition, and an exponent. Exponent comes first. This 3 is squaring everything inside here. So this is 4 over 9, right? 2 squared, 2 times 2 is 4. 3 squared, 3 times 3 is 9. Now I get 4 over 9. All right. Just bringing everything else down. Figure out what's next, right? I have subtraction, multiplication, addition. Multiplication comes first. 7 times 9, 63. 6 times 14, 84. Okay, plus 4 over 9 minus, all right. Well, we're just bringing everything else down. That's what I'm doing. All right, so 84, maybe that's my LCD. I want to see if 9 goes into that. And it doesn't, so that's not good. Try to reduce 63 over 84. I am able to reduce that. You remember in your calculator, you just divide 63 divided by 84 and then hit second PRB. If you have a school calculator, mine has a math fraction button, but it is 3 over 4. Now I need to come up with an LCD because I need a common denominator in order to add or subtract. I have 3, 4, and 9. So 9's the biggest one. Remember, we take the multiples of 9 over here on the side. 9 times 1 is 9. 9 times 2 is 18. Well, 3 goes into 18, but 4 doesn't. It has to be for all of them this time. This is kind of crazy. 9 times 3 is 27. Obviously, 3 goes into that, but 4 does not. 9 times 4 is 36. So we know 4 and 9 go into 36. Does 3 go into 36? 36 divided by 3 is 12. Yeah, this is my LCD. What that means is we need to have all of these fractions have this common denominator of 36. And how do we get the new numerator? Well, you figure out what did you multiply to the denominator to get 36, right? 3 times 12 is 36, so you multiply the numerator by 12 and get 12. And for 4, well, 4 times 9 is 36, so we multiply the numerator times 9 and get 27. All right, last one, 3 times 4. 9 times 4 gives us 36, so we multiply the numerator by 4 and get 16. 4 times 4 is 16. Now when I add and subtract, keep the denominator, just go straight across. 12 minus 27. 12 minus 27 is negative 15 plus 16 gives us positive 1. 1 over 36. Ooh, that was rough, but we survived. Don't worry. All right, let's look at another set of fractions, and I promise this is the last one. Okay, so now I have 10. Well, first off, let's look and see what we have. We have division here, subtraction, and addition. Well, I can't divide because what's the rule with fractions? You can't divide fractions. You have to multiply by the reciprocal. So negative 3 over 10 times 1 over 6. That's what we're going to do first. I'm going to bring down the rest so I don't forget about it. Okay, remember we can cross simplify. 3 goes into 3 once, 3 goes into 6 twice. Now I have negative 1 times 1 is negative 1 over 10 times 2 is 20. Bring everything else down. Oh, I don't know why I wrote 80. That was crazy. Okay, so now I have subtraction and addition. I need to find my LCD. The biggest number I have here is 20. We write the multiples of the largest number. 20 times 1 is 20. 5 goes into 20, but 8 doesn't. 20 times 2 is 40. 5 goes into 40. 8 goes into 40. 40 is my LCD. So we're going to rewrite all these fractions with the LCD. Make sure to put the signs down. All right, now we need to find our new numerators. 20 times 2 was 40, so we multiply the numerator by 2 and get 2 times -1 is -2. All right, next we have 5 times 8 gives us 40. We multiply the numerator by 8 and get 32. Last one, 8 times 5 gives us 40. Multiply the numerator by 5 and get 5. Now we can go ahead and subtract and add, right? First one says -2 over 40 minus 32 over 40 is negative 34 over 40. Bring down our 5 over 40. Simply add together -34 plus 5. Oh gosh, we love fractions, don't we? Yay, fractions! -29 over 40. It's an ugly fraction, but that's the answer, ladies and gentlemen. All right, so use this as a guide to complete your homework worksheet. And if you have any questions, send me a message on Schoology. I'm always happy to help. And have an awesome day. Bye!